But while still talking finance, detained Binance executive escapes from custody. Now, one of the two Binance executives that were detained in Nigeria has actually escaped custody, while the Nigerian government has filed new tax evasion charges against the global cryptocurrency exchange. Now, Binance, the company, Binance, faces charges of alleged non-payment of value-added tax and company income tax, failure to submit tax returns, and complicity in aiding customers to evade taxes through its platform. Nigeria's Federal Inland Revenue Service first on Monday announced that 4 new charges relating to tax evasion has also been filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja, according to multiple local media reports. Now, alongside the company, 2 senior executives, a U.S. citizen that goes by the name Tigran Gambarian and a British Kenyan goes by the name Nedim Anjawala, they were both charged and remanded in custody by Nigerian authorities. Now, over the weekend, reports emerged that Anjawala escaped on Friday from the Abuja guest house where both of them were detained. Anjawala escaped from the custody of the National Security Advisor after guards on duty led him to a nearby mosque for prayers on Friday. The escapee, who has a British and Kenyan passports, escaped from Abuja through a Middle East airliner, and his firm in Nigeria has actually confirmed that Anjawala is no longer in the country, and they added that the company would cooperate with security agencies. Of course, we all know this whole story about Binance, you know, the finance company or the cryptocurrency company having issues in Nigeria. Nigeria expressed concerns with Binance, the fact that the government doesn't know where money goes or how it moves through the exchange, and the exchange is allegedly facilitating speculation on the price of the naira through their P2P, that's peer-to-peer marketplace, and all of that. And so by their activities, the Nigerian government is alleging that they are aiding customers who are actually safeguarding their money through their platform, you know, to avoid paying tax. So this is one of the allegations of the Nigerian government against Binance, the company. Now, this news that one of their executives, 2 of them actually were in custody, one of them fled the country on Friday, was able to escape all the soldiers, you know, that were guarding them and all that. And not only did he escape from the guest house where they were kept, he was able to make it to the airport, go through airport security, and actually flee the country. That's what we're talking about here. All right, to you, Chief of Force. Let's talk about, you know, this, I don't even know what to call it, you know, this issue of the Binance executive escaping from authorities. I see you're laughing. Let's talk about it.
All right, patient. It's very laughable. Nnamdi Kanu has not been able to escape from DSS custody. There is this man, the shite man, has not been able to escape from the custody, prison custody.
Back to the story. The Nigerian government alleged that Binance was laundering money and that $26 billion worth of untraceable funds has actually moved through the exchange. Also, authorities in Abuja also claim that traders using their P2P platform, that's the peer-to-peer platform to trade the local currency for US dollars, actually pegged stable coins like Tether, were colluding on the price to maximize the exchange value. All right. Now, since this allegation was made, Binance, the company, has actually shut down their peer-to-peer trading platform in Nigeria. Well, as we all know, as we are all aware of, the Nigerian naira is one of the worst performing currencies in the world today, and we have actually lost nearly 70% 1% of our value, and that is against the US dollar over the past 1 year. All right. Now, Nigerians, especially those who have some sort of exposure in terms of all this finance thing, cryptocurrency, bitcoins, and all that, they all flocked to cryptocurrencies, to sort of like safeguard their savings from, the plunging of the naira and also the inflation rates that was going over the rooftop. Anyway, background info on the whole Binance brouhaha with Nigeria. Well, I was talking about, the ways in which Binance, as accused, was actually laundering money in Nigeria. Hello? How they were laundering money in Nigeria. All right, and I was also talking about how the naira fell, all right, because of inflation rate and other things. So people sort of like, in order to save their money, we're moving into cryptocurrencies and all of that. All right. But then Binance's troubles in Nigeria seems to be not only about the whole crypto crackdown, and it's more of an attack on what Abuja sees as a bad actor, in their financial space. Okay. Now, I've told you what Nigeria's chief concerns, with all this Binance thing really is the fact that the Nigerian government doesn't know where the money goes or how it moves, through this exchange. Okay, so you buy the cryptocurrencies, you can buy, you can sell all these bitcoins and stuff like that and all that. Where does that money, how does it move around? Where does it actually go into, seamlessly to the point where, sometimes you can't even trace it. That is a major concern, as it should be for, I can hear you. Good afternoon to you. Okay. Now, this is not the first time that we've had issues with Binance. In July of 2023, Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission put out a circular warning people against doing business with, Binance, noting that any investing public dealing with this entity, which is Binance, was doing it at a high level of risk that may result in total loss of investment. So the Nigerian government has actually been on this case for a while. They have issued statements, last year warning Nigerians, to be careful how they are investing, into this whole crypto thing, because it could backfire. Anyways, now the cryptocurrency platform Binance Nigeria Limited confirmed that Nadeem Anjarwalla, all right, one of their employees, has actually fled and he's no longer in the country. Also, they say they will be cooperating and working with the Nigerian authorities in order to resolve the matter. Meanwhile, the federal government yesterday contacted the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, and issued an arrest warrant for the apprehension of this man, Nadeem Anjarwalla, who escaped from lawful custody on Friday. Also, we gathered that the Office of the National Security Advisor, that Anjarwalla is suspect in the probe into the activities of Binance in Nigeria, used a Kenyan passport to escape while his colleague was still in custody. Okay, now this is all the efforts the government is making in order to rearrest this Binance employee who, just like that, escaped from soldiers who were keeping an eye on him. All right, so he was in detention. So in order to be fair, I think they still extended the detainees some level of courtesy, which is why they can take them from the guest room where they were held in custody to a mosque, taken to a mosque so he could say his Friday prayers. And from there, the man escaped, like I said, went through the airport, through airport authority, and left Nigeria. I can hear you now. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me now? Anyways,
please continue with your program.
Okay, so he left the shores of Nigeria just like that. Of course, questions have to be asked. And in respect of that, the officers who were actually on duty and who were supposed to be guarding the Binance executive have all been called in for questioning, because yes, we need to unravel, the circumstances surrounding the escape of this man. How can someone who was under the watch of military personnel, get away like that? Not just that, had enough time to also board an aircraft and actually leave Nigeria. There are a lot of comments online. Nigerians, always have a thing or two to say about all this. Anyways, just to give you a few more background info, until his escape, Nadeem Anjarwalla holds British and Kenyan nationalities, and he served as Binance's Africa Regional Manager. All right, he was already being tried by Nigerian courts. He escaped while under a 14-day remand order by a court in Nigeria. He was actually scheduled to appear before the court again on the 4th of April 2024, which is next week. Anyways, according to the spokesperson, he urged Nigerians and the international community to help with information that could lead to the arrest of the suspect, Nadeem Anjarwalla. Not forgetting to mention that on the 12th of March this year, the FT reported that the EFCC asked Binance to share data on its 100 top users in Nigeria, as well as all transaction history for the past 6 months. And according to the report, the request is at the center of negotiations between Binance and Nigeria. Also, not forgetting to mention that Anjarwalla and the second detainee, who goes by the name Tigran Gambarian, who is a U.S. citizen, overseeing financial crime compliance at the crypto exchange platform Binance, were both detained upon their arrival in Nigeria on the 26th of February 2024. A criminal charge was filed against the two executives before a magistrate court in Abuja. That was on the 28th of February this year, and the court granted the EFCC an order to remand the two of them for 14 days. The court also ordered Binance to provide the Nigerian government with the data, all the information of Nigerians trading on its platforms. Now, following Binance's refusal to comply with the order, the court extended the remand of the officials for an additional 14 days to prevent them from tampering with evidence. The court then adjourned the case till the 4th of April 2024. Okay, so also, according to report on the 22nd of March, the Nigerian government approached the Federal High Court in Abuja and slammed another 4-count charge on Binance Holdings Limited, Anjarwalla and Gambarian, accusing them of offering services to subscribers on their platform while failing to register with the Federal Inland Revenue Service to pay all relevant taxes administered by this service. And in so doing, they committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 8 of the Value Added Tax Act of 1993 as amended. The defendants were also accused of offering taxable services to subscribers on their trading platform while failing to issue invoices to these subscribers to determine and pay their own value-added taxes, and in so doing, they committed yet another financial crime contrary to and punishable under Section 29 of the Value-Added Tax Act of 1993 as amended. Look, it goes on and on and on. The charge sheet is online. You can go and look at it and get all the relevant details you want to get in this case. But let's not forget that the Nigerian government has in the past 3 months been cracking down on suspected money launderers and terrorism financiers, some of whom it's alleged were using the same platform, Binance platform, for criminal activities. But of course, you know, it's still an allegation until proven otherwise in a competent court of law. Anyways, the government claimed that their investigations so far revealed that unscrupulous elements were using Binance for money laundering, terrorist financing, currency speculation, and market manipulation, therefore distorting the Nigerian economy and also weakening the Nigerian naira against other currencies, which are very grave offenses. Now, away from Binance, even you as an individual, if you evade tax, we all know the world over, it is a serious crime, and you could either be fined heavily for that or you could actually go to jail. So imagine as an individual, you having those sort of heavy penalties, you know, for evading tax. Talk more of a company, you know, even though there are still allegations yet. But even as a company, not only are you changing the government, you're also assisting other people, you know, not to pay their taxes. These are all very heavy allegations. So I can understand why a person will see an opportunity, seize that opportunity to actually flee the country and flee from all of these allegations. But the question still remains, how was this one man able to beat the security that were watching them 24/7, I mean round the clock, while they were in custody, and also beat all the authorities at the airport, board an airline, and leave the shores of this country? It is a question for us all to ponder on. Anyways,